setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
Welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I'm glad that you've joined me. This is my Political Tuesday where I come out and rant on politics. Because normally politics plays an important part of anyone who has to discuss business or taxation. It is all involving politics of some sort. But today I'm going to talk about how our politics in this nation has become evil almost. We have people spying on each other. We have people spreading rumors about each other. We have people lying and calling people names, and the list goes on and on and on. So our politics is failing. It's failing to put us together as a nation, or to bring us together, even though we don't believe in each other's political views sometimes. But we have to come forth. We have to come together as a nation. Henry Cabot Lodge has a very, very great quote out there, and it goes like this: strong, generous, and confident, she that the United States has nobly served mankind. Beware how you trifle with your marvelous inheritance, this great land of ordered liberty. For if we stumble and fall, freedom and civilization everywhere will go down in ruin. And we're seeing a lot of stumbling lately. We're seeing a lot of people who have such far left views that their views will literally destroy a nation of democracy. The key word to Henry Cabot Lodge's quote was the word ordered liberty, which means that we have liberties, we have laws, we have an order of law. And that order of law is being broken. It is sad to see. We see people way off into the distance trying to destroy this nation and trying to destroy other people's belief, especially if they are conservative. People are trying to destroy their belief. I get it every single day. I'm a conservative, but I call myself a common sense conservative. Which means I look at everything. And neither right or left is sometimes the answer, but it's that middle of the road place where we need to get. And we don't even have a middle of the road anymore. We have a road on the left and a road on the right, and each one are going in different directions. I do most of my business and living throughout the year in California. I'm a registered voter in California. I own my business there. I have licenses there. I love California. But California has changed tremendously. We no longer have the rule of law. We have politicians like Gavin Newsom, Governor Brown, DeLeon, and other names I can throw out there, who want to take a state and make it open for everybody, that everybody can live there, whether or not, if they are a United States citizen or not. In other words, they've put the Constitution to the side, which determines what is citizenship, and have come up with their own. Sanctuary cities have destroyed the rule of law. We have a problem, and that problem continues to grow every single day. And yet, we see nobody stopping it. We just went through this whole process of how bad things happened within the FBI and the Department of Justice to shut down the presidency. We see Obama getting involved and sending out spies to, and it's the word spy, it's nothing else, but to spy on what Trump was doing. I don't know if this has happened before in other elections, because we never had so much information being thrown at us every single day. We see it, we hear it, we feel it, we touch it. It's being literally thrown at us 1,000 miles a minute with all this data and information. And within that, we get confused. Our minds cannot absorb everything that's going on. But when we hear of injustice within the Department of Justice and the FBI, but we see nothing happening, no one going to jail, no one getting in trouble, then we have to ask ourselves, do we really have a rule of law? Or is it just to shut down specific people? We have a problem. This nation is stumbling really bad. I don't know if you can hear on the mic, but the rain is like tumbling down here in South Carolina at the moment. It is coming down so fast that it's just spitting off the roof and out into, it's free water, so I'm not going to complain. But it does do damage. Luckily, I'm up on a hill, so I'm not going to be down in the valley where water's running. We've got an awful lot of rain this year. But getting back to the politics. I feel sad every single day that I see that a nation is not coming together and fighting the misjustices of this country. And I'm sure countries out there are looking at it saying, gosh, what happened to the United States? They used to be the people who were leaders. They used to be the people who had a rule of law. That was the country I wanted to go to because I knew I would be safe. But what happened? Well, it's been happening for quite a while, and we haven't been paying attention as Americans. We have let one side become so powerful that our voices are no longer heard. Our needs as a nation is no longer taken care of because it's pure, corrupt politics. On both sides, left and right. In California, we have seen it become so bad where the rule of law is no longer in existence. California happens to have the worst legal system in the United States. It got an F. We have an issue. We have a problem in California. And we as Californians cannot allow this to continue because our lives are at stake. Our livelihoods are at stake. Our ethics, our morals are at stake. When American people start seeing that their leaders are no longer obeying the law, then the question goes up in Americans' minds, why should I do it? Why should I do it? I might as well go out there and cheat and do everything else that I can because no one stops politicians. No one puts them in jail for breaking the law or for spying or for treason, if we want to use that strong word, and it needs to be used because there's a lot of treason going on in the federal government. But there's also a lot of treason going on in the state of California. We see state officials creating special insurance plans for people who are not here legally. And taxpayers have to pay for it. We have high gasoline taxes that were supposed to pay for a lot more things under the state building plan for roads and repair work for roads and freeways, etc. But we see nothing happening. What we see is a governor wasting billions of dollars on a train system that no one's going to use. Californians don't want that. Those billions of dollars that were wasted by the governor could have been used in providing more educational benefits for an educational system that is 45th in the nation. Or providing a job training program for the homeless so they can get back on their feet. Or mental health situations for people who are living on the street. But we don't see anything happening. Instead, it's being wasted. It's being spent on things that Californians do not need. If you ask Gavin Newsom what are your plans for California, all that he can say is basically nothing. And what he does is he then points fingers at Donald Trump, which has nothing to do with California. But he is in this blame, point fingers, and saying worthless statements that has nothing to do with the state of California. Nothing. He is destroying the great land of California, which used to have ordered liberty. But instead, he put his big old foot out there and made the state stumble, fall. America is a place where we are supposed to come together. I often think, am I alone? Am I the only one out there thinking this way? Am I the only one worried about the situation of what's happening in California and the United States? Why is it that I see nothing that's out there stopping it? Why do I not see Californians trying to stop it? Why do I not see law enforcement trying to stop it? Why don't I see people doing what is right instead of what is wrong? I keep bringing up Gavin Newsom because he's the biggest player that we have at the moment who is running for the governor of California. And he is the man that is the most dangerous to the state. He is the one that started the sanctuary cities in San Francisco. He has blood on his hands, but yet Californians don't stop him. They don't do anything. They don't fight back. They don't say enough is enough, vote him out of office. And vote all of those who voted for this nonsense, who are trying to destroy our ordered liberty in our state of California and in our nation. They should be voted out. They should be gone. But we do nothing. We just sit here. Now, some of us moan and complain, but some of us also get up and do something. Like what I'm doing right now through my podcast. I'm trying to get my voice out there and trying to let people hear what's wrong with California in this nation. And to get involved in their communities, get involved in their state, get involved in their government. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of primaries coming up. We have a lot of elections coming up in the next few months. And if you don't get involved and start voting out these individuals who are doing damage to our state and our nation, then you will have guilt on your hands also. Just like I would have guilt on my hands if I did nothing also. Stand up and let your voice be heard. Write your letters, write your emails. Start your petitions. It's the democratic way of doing things in the United States. Put the hate to the side. Put that to the side because it doesn't do anything. Put your political party to the side because it doesn't do anything. Start looking at things through common sense. Start looking at things what is right and what is wrong. What is ethical? What is moral? If we start doing that as Americans, we can do so much for this nation. But if you sit there and do nothing, then nothing will happen in our great state or our great nation. Just remember, you're not alone. There are other people out there who believe as you believe. And I, as a Christian, I also believe that there is a power of prayer that can do a lot. And we need to spend more time in prayer. We need to spend more time in being active in what we believe in as what is right and wrong for our country. We have to start doing it. Strong, generous, and confident, she has nobly served mankind. Beware how you trifle with your marvelous inheritance, this great land of ordered liberty. For if we stumble and fall, freedom and civilization everywhere will go down in ruin. There's nations out there from far from our borders. They look in at America and they see that America tries to do what is right. And some of them are scared of that. And there are politicians who want to see us fail. They're scared at success. They're scared of being strong because they feel that by us being strong, we then become a mean nation. But in actuality, we become a nation of love because we care about what happens out there in the world. Those that are afraid should never be in office, should never be in public office. Those that go against the rule of law should never be in the office that they hold. They should be voted out. You know, at the very beginning, people said, Mike, who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for president? And I said, gosh, you know what? I just have not made up my mind. And for many, many months, I listened to all of the candidates and heard what they said. And then I started weeding out the people who were weak. They did not have any new ideas of their own. And I knew that even their ideas meant nothing because they would never carry them out. So at the very end, I had to make my decision, and I had to go with Trump. And I didn't go with it because I like him, or his personality, or his history. But what I went with is that he had a reputation of getting things done. And I even wrote blogs on this saying that sometimes we don't like the people we have to vote for, but we have to vote for them because they can get things done. And I called him the hatchet man. At the very beginning of the election season, I said, Donald Trump is going to be the hatchet man because he has to go in and he has to hatchet out everything that is evil, everything that is corrupt, everything that is bad. I don't have to like him as a person, but I have to have respect for him because he can get things done and he can clean up the United States. Because the United States over the last 8 years went way too far to destruction. And now we have to clean it up. And he can't do it alone. Nope. It has to take you. It has to take me to get involved. We are not alone. You and I can do so much for this nation. We just have to work at it. We have to get out there. And we have a great God that's with us also, that can give us advice and that can watch over us and take care of our needs. So we're not alone. You and I and our Christianity belief in a nation of laws, in doing good, in being leaders, in being a success. We as Americans are the only ones can stop the harm that has been leveled against our nation. It's you and me. We're not alone. Let's get to it. Let's get it done. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I will answer any of your questions. Tomorrow we're going to talk about business, starting up businesses. Stay tuned for tomorrow, and we'll get to it. Talk with you soon.
Stranger in a foreign land, on mountain peaks or desert sand.